This is so fun. There's like endless gods trying to figure out which Frank Sinatra house a weirdo alien god would want to live in omnipresently. They're like the Falcon something street, God and Falcons, and then they're like, no, the Eagle something street about God and eagles. And then there was this other god, no, Big Sky. One of these roads called Big Sky. That would be a message from God. And they're trying to look at these houses and look at the pictures of the houses on the internet and be like, well, this house just seems like a house. And then every now and then a house is like designed kind of weird. Oh, this one. A weirdo alien god would totally pick this house. And then other gods are like, that doesn't look like a weirdo alien house. It just looks like weird modern designing. And then somebody chimes in, I doubt they'd be having the spaceship fly out of the garage. You're probably not going to easily spot how the hell that would be a house God would pick out. Because they wouldn't put the spaceship just going in and out of the garage because, like, they wouldn't want to stand out. They're trying to pretend to be human. And all these gods are trying to figure it out. All the gods trying to figure it out. And I'm not going to tell anybody the answer. Because, of course, I'm a god. I don't want to be harassed or bothered. I'm only leading the biggest and best husbands to the house to help all these countries that are finding out all the scary, horrible truth. So I'm not trying to help everybody find the house. I'm not trying to tell everybody everywhere. But the neighborhood has a right to know when there's an omnipresent God in their community. So remember that guy, and he was parked right. Okay, so I was at the stoplight of Frank Sinatra and 111. I was at the stoplight right there at Frank Sinatra and the 111. And I made a video about it too. There was a guy that was parked at the stoplight right next to me. And he wanted to say, Bonnie, I just saw you this morning at the house. I just saw you a little while ago at your house. I just saw you at the house. Because I did have a little bit of that Bonnie look going on, but I had mostly the omnipresence and trying to hide going on. But he figured that out, and he knew. And the more he sat right next to me waiting at the stoplight, he's like, no, wait a minute, that is you. No, wait, my neighbor, that is you. And he wanted to ask me. He wanted to put his window down and be like, now, lady, wait a minute, I need you to confirm. I think this was you. I just saw you at the house. And I was like, I don't know you, mister. Oh, mister, I don't know you. Because you don't mix the one they murdered that's fighting it out with the omnipresence trying to do nice things for the children of God and stuff. My omnipresence is at houses and stuff for the children of God, for these countries in danger, for the husbands that need some help and guidance and actually want to be something. That house is where an omnipresent piece of my overloaded God self is just trying to use that as like a zone for really important things or really strategic God work. I don't want the whole world knowing where I live, but the community has a right to know. So, yes, that guy was parked right next to me at the stoplight. And he did see me earlier at the house, but it's my omnipresence. It's my omnipresence in a look living at that house down Frank Sinatra in that housing community, all the way down Frank Sinatra, back in the back behind the mountain by that big fancy hotel thing, but farther down. And I do realize the neighborhood has a right to know that an omnipresent piece of God is in the area. But the rest of it, I just want to use those houses as like a safety zone or a structured safety spot or an area where we train and help husbands, or like, things that are important. I don't need any problems. I already have the 666 everywhere needing to die. If they get near those houses, it's great because they die that much more horrifying, off the charts, unlimited, constantly. That would make them dead and gone pretty damn fast. But I have to hide everything. So that car was identifying the real me. And he has spoken to quite a few neighbors. So now they are wondering if that is my omnipresence at the house, just like he's telling them. I do believe the neighborhood has a right to know, so I'm going to confirm. Yes, that man is talking to all of you guys about how he thinks that house, that me is me. It is an omnipresent piece of me in a look I picked. And if you look at me a certain way, it kind of looks like this me. So if you look at that me in a weird angle, it kind of looks like this me. But it overall doesn't look like this me at all. And the husband looks like the picture I put on Facebook. So the husband I run around with connected to that house looks like that picture. Kind of similar. Not exactly the same, because I don't want the whole world stalking us. But similar, very similar. It's a hard thing to be a god on this planet, figuring it out. Among the worst enemies you could ever have, and the poor children of God and husbands and stuff that want to be able to go into a house with gods and be able to hang out and do stuff. So I'm trying to juggle it. I got maybe 3 husbands there. So far 3 husbands have walked into the Frank Sinatra house. And so far about 5 husbands have found the Point Loma house. And then, like I said, I'm going to try to get these poor countries connected to the houses. And I have houses by their countries too, to help them feel more safe. And that's all I'm doing. And you just don't realize that, like, you have to maneuver your enemies and all kinds of horrifying shit. So every enemy wants to infiltrate that house, but they'll die so god awful bad they'll never get anywhere. So it's great, but it's a pain in the butt because you don't want husbands to have to deal with any of it. And you damn straight don't want these poor countries to have to deal with something scary or anything bad. So it's just been a little weird, but that's all the honesty I'm going to give people. I will let people speculate about things forever. I was that babushka lady, and I made sure even gods didn't even know until I said it. And I only said it recently. Sorry.